Golfers, welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to discuss about tee height. How high or low should you tee your ball in order to gain a bit more distance? To hit a successful driver and maybe a bit longer than you had before, let's understand better the combination between angle of attack, that means how the club head is moving through the ball. It can be either in an upwards way or in a downwards way. And then let's see how the tee height is going to affect that as well. So I'm just quickly going to take my driver and the golf ball, and I'm quickly going to show you the difference between them. So let's pretend the ball is on the tee. Now if the driver comes in an upwards motion through the ball and the tee is at the correct height, you're going to hit the ball in the center of the face, and that's going to make the ball fly the longest. Now if we keep the same upwards motion of the club head but the tee is too low, you're going to see that you're going to make the strike on the bottom part of the club face. Now this is going to increase a bit the spin of the ball and the ball is not going to fly as far. Now if the club head is moving downwards into the ball, we have two options. If the tee is too high, then we're going to have strikes on the top part of the club face, which is going to just make the ball to pop up in the air, and again is not going to go as far. And the second case is going to be driver going down, tee being low, and now you have a chance to strike it in the middle. But due to this combination, the ball is going to spin too much, it's going to start really low, and then it's just going to climb up into the air and not being able to travel a long distance. Now SkyTrack is ready to see the golf balls that I'm going to hit. I'm going to apply dry shampoo on the face so we actually see the strikes as well. And I'm going to hit 4 shots, and I'm going to try to make again the things that I just showed you. So I'm going to try to hit up on the ball, one with the tee being too high and one being too low. And then I'm going to try to hit downwards on it with the tee being too high and too low. And then we're going to compare exactly how far the balls were traveling. The first scenario that we are going to cover is going to be when the driver is going to move downwards into the ball. And most of the time these players, in order to hit the ball towards the middle of the club face, they are going to tee the ball quite low. So the combination of the angle of attack and the tee height in this case is going to give us the biggest amount of spin and a really low launch angle. And these two are not really good friends in order to create a long drive. So let's give it a try. Let's see how this is going to work and how far the ball is going to travel. So we had a good strike. I managed to strike the ball in the middle of the club face. And now let's see how far the ball is going to travel. SkyTrack tells us 199 meters. So this was the first case. Now let's move into the second case and let's see how far the ball can fly. Now second case, we're gonna hit down, but we're gonna put the tee a bit higher than normal. In this case, if you hit down, you might find that your strikes are on the top part of the face and you might sky some, so the ball just goes straight up in the air and it doesn't fly a long way. I'm gonna try to make contact on the face though, and let's see how far this ball is going to fly. So decent strike. Yeah, as you can see, the shot was a bit higher on the face and the ball flew about 220 meters. So it was longer than the previous shot. So this case is gonna help you if you manage to strike the ball on the face. It's gonna give you a bit more distance. Now let's go to the most favorable cases where we actually hit up on the golf ball. And the first one is going to be to put the tee height a bit lower and trying to hit up on it. In this case it's gonna be a bit difficult to strike the ball because the club moving upwards through the ball, you might find that you strike the ball on the low part of that face or actually topping the golf ball. So let's see if we manage to strike the ball or not. So I managed to strike it. The strike was low on the face, and the ball is flying better and a lot longer than the other two shots. And Skytrax says this ball flew 256 meters. Now, we left the best case scenario. When you hit up on the ball and the tee, it's as high and the ball is going to be half over the crown of the driver. So let's give that one a try as well. And we're gonna find out that this ball has the chances to fly the longest because the spin is gonna be really low. The ball is gonna launch quite high in the air, and in this way it's able to stay in the air and just travel over a long distance. So we put a new spray on the face, and we're gonna see that this shot is going to be the easiest to hit. So best strike so far. The strike was a bit higher on the face, so maybe I left the tee a bit too high, but still the ball managed to fly about 259 meters. So even with not the best strike on the face, the ball still has enough energy to fly over all the other balls that I hit in the previous scenarios. The best case was to hit up on the ball and having the correct tee height. But let's make a quick recap, and I'm just going to tell you that if we split the club face in two parts, if you hit down and you have an incorrect tee height, you're gonna have the strikes most of the time in the top part of the face. If you hit up on it and the tee is too low, you're gonna have strikes towards the bottom part of the club face. Now, in order to make sure that the strikes are towards the middle of the face, actually, we're gonna need to have the correct combination between angle of attack and tee height. And in this way, you're gonna guarantee strike in the middle of the club face all the time, and you're gonna be able to create the greatest smash factor for that type of shot. I hope this video cleared out all your questions regarding the tee height. So it is really important to combine the tee height with the angle of attack. In this way, you know that you can strike the ball in the middle of the face, create some really good smash factor numbers, which are going to enable you to hit longer drives. If you like the video, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next week at the Solution Golf.